Hey guys, Steve at Sterling Tackle here, and we're just going to go over some basics, okay? We get a lot of questions, and so we're going to take a look at a center console boat, a smaller boat, and then also with no outriggers and a simple 7-rod spread. And obviously any spread, you can adjust it to fit your boat and do different things. But there's a basic rule. We're just going to put everything out, and if you want to get this stuff ready, you know, when we're running out there and you got hours to go, half hour before we're going to pull back the throttles and dump them over, we actually start unpacking the lures, you know, hooking them up to the rods, getting them ready, because if you're like us, you're kind of chomping at the bit and you want to get it going. But the rule is you want to put out your furthest back and your widest lures first, and then work your way to the boat, and that's going to make it so you don't get tangles back there. So let's just pretend here we're going to start with the port side tracker, the one that's going to be long and wide. And so that could go out first, and then you're going to run that rod all the way up to the bow, and you can actually go in any one of the bow holders. I know one guy puts them all the way forward in the tip because he's got rod holders up there. Then you can go, let's put out that middle long, and if you track that one back, okay, you're going to see that's in a high position. All right, that's above your head. The rod holder's up there, and that's going to keep that line up that high, and it's going to go out, and so the other ones aren't going to get tangled in it. And then you can go over and you can put out your starboard tracker and run that all the way forward too. So you can actually picture the way it's developing here is that these lines are all going to be wide or high and give you room to put out the rest of them. Okay, so let's work our way forward. Let's go with the next trackers. It's going to be these two, and then you're going to run those and put those rods in rod holders that are somewhere midship, okay, and they're going to pull right from those spots. And then you're going to do your corners, your flats in the corner here, your flat lines, and you know, this is where especially you're going to have a little bit of leeway. So you want to play with this a little bit. There's no rules as to you have to pull this lure in that position or whatever it is. You work it out wherever you're getting your bites, but you can extend this back into the spread like a single lure there. You can leave a chain up close. This would be probably your third or fourth wake, but you can leave that there, and that's it. So let's cover one other thing. So a typical question we'll get is okay, so how far back am I going to put these? So what I've seen is when people try to assign feet to these or yards from the boat, that those numbers deviate a lot because they're just looking back with their eyes and guessing. You know, no one's taking and measuring it actually off. So let's do it by wakes. Okay, so you can count the wakes usually as they leave your boat. You know, starting right at the boat would be number 1, 2, 3, working your way back. And so these long and wide trackers here, we run these on your 7th to 9th wake. And the reason I put a range in there is because, you know, if the bites are coming in the back, we want to run it long, and usually that would be more of a bluefin spread is pushed out a little bit longer. Yellowfin can be in a little bit tighter. The next one up forward would be 5th or 6th wake, and they would be your trackers there. And again, when you're putting those out, if you can really delineate your wake and it's going to get over that far, you know, sometimes the trackers will move in and out of the wakes. You want to try to get the front side of a wake because that's where you're going to get the most action on the lures. But then again, that can be a struggle, so just get them out there. Your flat lines, the closest one is usually 3rd or 4th wake, and then this guy right here, you know, that's just play it by eye. You can try to position that near a bar or just have it, you know, singled out by itself, but that works pretty well. Now, one other thing, let me show you these right here. What we do, we have a 29-foot boat, which is pretty small. Often we have a crew that is not that experienced, and so if we can get everything out there without using the outriggers, we do. But we do use these. On these flat corners here that you see I'm sketching in there, what we do is we use these Wolfpack outrodders. Now I love these because you use that back corner rod holder, and when you take and fold that rod down, okay, that gives you an extra 5 or 6 feet of extension out from there, and that takes that lure and lays it down so that you're going to get it out of that prop wash where it can be real disturbed into cleaner water. So that can be a real help on the flat lines. And the reason I love these is a lot of people make outrodders, but you know, we would get it, you know, this rod would go off, we get a fish on it, and it's real hard to reach out over the boat and get the rod out when it's got, you know, 20 pounds of drag pulling on it. So what we found out that you can do is these, they stand right back up even under tension, and then you can pull it out straight out the top. So I love these. They give you a little extra room on the corners to spread those lines out. There's plenty there, and it makes for a nice spread. So that's a little bit of basics. 7-rod spread, no outriggers, center console, category that a lot of you guys are in, and we get those questions. So I hope that helps. Have a good day.